great state of Alabama?
Man, it's about as bad as you think it would be. It is.
All right, here we go.
Breezy. Yeah. Looks like they back for a fifth season, man.
Who that?
Sports Roundtable.
Who?
SRT Crew.
Whoa.
SRT. They got that realness flowing in their DNA. Damn you lame if you ain't tuned to SRT today. HO got that payload when he say so. What you betting on? Don't get mad at me on fantasy. Break up Kyrie LeBron. I be smooth as sports superhero Hancock in the mix. Deal with roll top forever. Real talk, you know who he gon' pick. See where I be with SRT. Behind the glass, that G-Money. Mayweather strong, I never lose. 6-man elite, that's J Smooth.
All you other sports radio shows is fake news. Believe it. Turn up your radios, cause it's time for SRT Radio. Yeah.
What up? It's Sports Roundtable, man. We're live from our virtual studio overlooking Atlantic. Well, not Atlantic Station. We overlooking everywhere. I'm so used to saying Atlantic Station. It's just in my blood right now. But I am your humble host, HO from Bankhead, and I got Coach back with me is in the building. What's going on, Coach? I know it's been kind of tough for you, but we will pray that you get through this whole show without a breakdown. So, Coach, what's happening?
Yeah, what's going on, fellas? What's happening? I'm gonna move on because I gotta be professional. I'm gonna hang out and we're gonna talk some good old fashioned sports because I know there's plenty in the sports world that done caught our eye.
Mm-hmm. Yes, we got two coaches. Now I go from one coach to D Will, the coach. D Weezy, how's it? Listen, first of all, the anniversary about the riverboat thing was the other day. So how was everything down there in Alabama? I have to ask you, did they sell t-shirts? Did they sell a lot of t-shirts or what's going on in Alabama?
Man, well, I be so. First of all, what up, crew? I be so locked into the sports, man. I don't even go nowhere, man. Like I ain't trying to get hit with a chair or a slug, and they throwing both of them in Montgomery.
Yeah, I can imagine.
They're throwing them both. But let's talk sports, man. I got something for you on that for sure.
Oh, I understand, man. We got a lot to talk about. NFL scuffles, hot news. Barkley said he ain't retired now. The Olympics. I wanted to ask you something about that, D. Will, and you touch bases. And I will, before you get off, I know you got an hour, but before you get off, I do have to ask you about the game that you're looking forward to in college football and the game that you're looking forward to in the NFL. I do have to get that take on that.
You talking about the number one game matchup of the season?
The game that you're looking forward to this whole season, yes.
Man,
we're gonna get to that. We're gonna get to that. So just hold tight. I
got something for you.
All right, that's good. I know you do. I know you gonna be ready. All right, fellas, let me go ahead and put this banner up. What up, Dez? What up, everybody online? And shout out to you boys. What's happening? Now let's go. All right, fellas, it's time to get into some hot news. Yes, sir. The hot news sponsored by Big Easy Grill, 1193 Collier Road, Atlanta, Georgia. Big Easy Grill, the best Louisiana seafood in town. Just ask D. Will. You can ask myself. Trust me, soon you'll be able to ask Coach. How is the Big Easy Grill?
Yes, sir.
Big Easy Grill, the number one Louisiana seafood spot in town. The shrimp, the crab claws, and the shrimp po' boy is the main attraction, and I can't leave out that shrimp pot. I mean the seafood pasta. 1193 Collier Road. Go on over there and let them know SRT Central Sports Roundtable. Get you 10% off any meal, $25 or more. All right, here we go. NFL scuffles. Even today, the Atlanta Falcons, they down to Miami, and rumor has it that they got into a scuffle and this and that, and now one of the Falcons' wide receivers, not because of the scuffle, but a non-contact injury. Now he's rolled off on a stretcher, and he's at the hospital now. Now we're waiting word on Mr. Rondell Moore. But then we hear Patrick Mahomes gets into it with somebody at camp, and also Malik Neighbor. So D. Will, got to ask you: Is this abnormal more than ever this year, or is it, or do they need to just stop doing all that combined practices and things of that nature? I mean, your thoughts on all these scuffles?
I'm all over the place on this now. So I don't give a damn. I'm going to contradict myself in this. So who cares, right? Y'all going to have to deal with it. But here's the thing I'm going to say about the joint practice. This has always went on. Joint practices are like sparring sessions. They're meant to fight. They going to fight at every joint practice, right? So my thing is it actually beneficial, right? Because you can't touch the quarterbacks. It's not like you're really hitting the wide receivers. It's a mutual understanding. They're not even in full pads. Half of them out there in shorts, right? So my thing is, are these things necessary? Obviously they are, because they've gone on since the beginning of time. Yeah. However, here's what I would say, right? I like joint practices more than preseason games. Joint practices, to me, they get more out of those because they're scripted. You're able to actually work on what you want to work on, see what you want to see against somebody else. And it's not in a game atmosphere where we don't even see the people play more than 2 possessions. And actual starters don't play more than 2 possessions, and they're pubbing this up and marketing it to make money, right? That's why I hate the preseason. We understand the preseason is so worthless. It might be beneficial for a few, but for many, it's just worthless. It's just a money-making tactic to get us crazy fan heads ready for football season. But the joint practices have always been a scuffle. They've always been a fight. I think that's why they're designed. However, I've heard from coaches and from interviews and things I've seen, they're beneficial. They work. Coaches and teams and franchises actually get something out of these joint practices. So they've always fought. They're going to always fight. You just got to know who you hitting and make sure you don't hit the wrong person.
Okay. Coach, you laughing over there. What's your thoughts real quick on the scuffle?
When D. Will said the wrong person, first thing I thought about was Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones, why you trying to get in a fight? You just came back and you light as a feather and you the quarterback and they looking for you to lead them to something and you getting in the middle of a fight. Man, leave that to them big, what they call them big meat eaters out there. And them cornerbacks and guys like that. You ain't trying to get in nothing like that. Next thing you know, you get hurt again. Your season may be over. Your coach's season may be over. The Giants gonna be done. Everybody gonna be up like, oh Lord, he done got hurt again. Quarterback should not be in fact. First of all, somebody may forget that they had that rule. Can't touch quarterback. Can't touch quarterback. You hit them in the head, they may just turn and start swinging and forget you the quarterback because you got that red shirt on. So yeah. I'm surprised at Pat Mahomes actually getting in a fight, which is he kind of a mild-mannered dude, but hey, like D will say, it happens in all training camps pretty much. You see them guys going at it hard, tempers flare up, and it could be same team, joint practice, it could be anything. It happens. I haven't seen a year where it hadn't happened. I mean, so it's not that big a deal. Everybody gonna shake hands, slap five, gonna come out there, and Mike Tomlin to what he was doing, they was over there fighting. Tomlin's so crazy, he was standing on there with a smile on his face, like, oh yeah, they getting ready. Oh yeah, we gonna have some dogs this year. So, only thing I say is again, Daniel Jones. I wish you could watch the show. Stay out of fights, Daniel Jones. You ain't ready for that life. No.
All right, speaking of fights, fella, I got to move this on real quickly. Speaking of fights, rumor has it in Philadelphia that Jalen Hurts and the head coach is not getting along. Not necessarily a fight, a physical fight, but more of a I don't like how you talk to me, and I'm not sure what you're saying and things of that nature. Why is Nick Sirianni closer to Jalen Hurts than the actual offensive coordinator? Is that are we? Am I barking up the wrong tree, or is this just something that's trying to get some attention, or something that's just a narrative it's gonna work itself out when the season starts? Coach, are you hearing anything, Coach? I'm talking about that Coach.
Those two been kind of, the word for them is fractured. Ever since last year, they started out with a 10-1, all Lucky Charms, sunshine, rainbow, lollipops, green clovers, all that stuff. Then that 1-5 hit, and the party started going south. And it's a case of you say one thing as a quarterback, I'm gonna do another thing that I think may work because your stuff ain't working. And now they really ain't on the same page. And I don't think they still on the same page. But for Sirianni's sake, he better hope that Jalen Hurts gets better try to do what he asked him to do, because his job in Philadelphia is on the line too, because they got a heck of a squad this year. And if they don't make it to at least the playoffs, Super Bowl, whatever, they might tell him bye like NSYNC. So he better try to calm down.
All right, D-Will, go ahead and touch on that. I got to go cut this alarm out real quick. Go ahead.
Okay, I'm going to say it like this. So I agree. Nick Sirianni's already in trouble, right? We know this for a fact. And Jalen Hurts is signed. So who is the organization going to choose, right? And this is a classic case of when you win, it's all good. But as soon as those losses come, you see where the character is, right? And I think that if it is fractured, because we did see the fall off last year, we did see the drop off, we did see a crash and burn. So if they're unable to get past that, I know Jalen Hurts, right? I know Jalen Hurts can get past it. The kid is a player. He's a winner. Nick Sirianni, can you get past it? Right? Can you get past it and coach the football team? Can you get past it and get him back to a Super Bowl MVP level that he was 2 years ago when they lost in the Super Bowl, and last year when he, through the first 11 games, was arguably the front runner for the MVP in the entire NFL. So if that's the case, they need to get back there. If they can't, if we see any struggle throughout this year, I'm questioning if Nick Sirianni can make it through all 17 games of this season if the Philadelphia Eagles season doesn't go the way they expect it to go.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. Welcoming in my main man, my other guy. He just went blank there, Mr. Asa Brown from DNA Sports. Welcome me to the show. It was a late introduction, but Asa coming on in, man, and Asa, we just talking about the rift between Nick Sirianni and Jalen Hurts and things of that nature. And the question was, why is the quarterback and the head coach beefing when there is an actual middleman like the offensive coordinator who is new, who actually should be the bridge point between the communication of the head coach and the quarterback? So, Ace, you want to jump in there and tell us what you think about that situation in Philadelphia, if you got any thoughts on that? Oh, I guess
Mike is muted.
Yeah, you muted. Yeah, his mic muted. Okay, well let's go ahead and jump on, and I'm gonna text him and tell him his mic muted. All right, Barkley is not retiring now after he told the world that he got $210 million for 10 years. So now he's not retiring, and then on the Dan Patrick Show said that they're gonna have to give him all his money. So he can't retire now. D. Will, your thoughts on Barkley not retiring now? Did he Did he stick his foot in the mouth, or did he figure out that he wasn't go win the case, or wasn't go take a pay cut, or just what's your thoughts on that?
Bro, how many times has Charles Barkley stuck his whole foot in his mouth? Damn a foot. He done stuck his whole fat round belly in his mouth before, bro. Like, we understand Charles Barkley is just he is a shock jock. He is a jock turned shock jock. He says stuff for attention. That's why TNT loved him so much. That's why everybody loves him so much, because he flies off the top, right? And with that being said, we knew Charles Barkley wasn't damn retiring. You saw how he was saying, the way he announced it on set during the game, we knew he was lying. He was emotional. He didn't want to do it. He wanted to make a profound statement. He wanted to make headlines, which he did. He wanted to express his disdain to the NBA during the NBA finals, or during the conference finals. He wanted to stress his disdain for them for not renewing the contract with TNT, for not bringing back Inside NBA, which is the #1 show Emmy-wise in sports, right? So if that's the case, how better to do that than say, oh, if y'all don't bring us back, I'm retiring. I'm leaving. I ain't working for no other station. I'm loyal to TNT. They put that $210 million in front of his ass. He changed his whole tune. So it's not a shock to me that Charles Barkley has changed. He always put his foot in his mouth. So what else than any other situation we've seen in the past? But $210 million, that's a lot of bread, bro. That's a lot of bread.
More than he would have ever made playing in the NBA back when he was playing, for sure. All right, Ace, I think your mic is unmuted now. Welcome to the show. We appreciate you joining us. And go ahead and tell us about this Charles Barkley situation.
I wanted to kind of go back real quick about the Philadelphia Eagles.
Okay, there you go. So you did hit me on that. All right, go ahead.
Yeah, just real quick. I think Nick Sirianni's fallen on the sword for a couple of players in the locker room. Not quite sure why, but I mean why he's fallen on the sword instead of outing those players. But I believe the tension started happening when Hurts signed that deal, and the agent. Not saying she's at fault, but you know how guys get. She's a nice looking young lady. He getting a check, and you had a couple of wide receivers. I ain't gonna say too many names, who spoke up and then got real quiet about, the money, and then all of a sudden it was like, well, also you started hearing he's not a quote unquote leader and all that kind of stuff. I feel him getting the deal, some jealousy in the locker room, and it's looking like Sirianni's the one trying to fall on the sword for everybody, in my personal opinion. Now, to your point though, if he's going to do that, Philadelphia is known not to really hold on to coaches or players. Really, this new regime anyway, and they didn't get rid of him last year. So I got a funny feeling they get off to a slow start before Sirianni falls on the sword this year. I think he outs some guys first.
Okay. So,
i.e., I'm saying AJ Brown.
Nah.
He won't go quietly into the night if it gets to that point about what Sirianni is what I'm trying to tell you. So,
okay. All right,
now to Charles. Now to Charles, everything that was said before. What more can I say? I think H.O., the way you don't like Stephen A. Smith is the way I kind of don't like Charles Barkley. So, right. He said some things in the past that has never sat well with me, especially when he got caught up in the drunk driving, chasing the hooker down the street, and you know what I mean. And the lack of accountability that he took, and then to turn around and have some things to say about black men in general. And I'm like, the only reason why you didn't get hung in Phoenix on Phoenix Highway 325 was because everybody knows you. If didn't nobody know you, you know what I mean? That night would have been his last night. So, I've never that's never sat well with me since then. And he hasn't done much to, change my mind, but again, everybody loves Charles. So, like I said, everything else that was said, I spot on. I'm nothing else to add on to that. $210 million, I'm dancing too.
There it is. right, let's go back. Let's move back, Ace. I'm gonna ask you about these NFL scuffles that they got going on today. Malik Neighbors, Daniel Jones, even Patrick Mahomes got in the scuffle. The Falcons and the Miami Dolphins. I mean, what is your? I mean, we know it kind of happens.
How to squabble. That's what we want to see. Teach your boy how to squabble. I mean, listen. The one that surprised me the most is Daniel Jones. He definitely trying to keep his job. He trying to keep his job. If you drop a pass, I'm fighting. You miss a handoff, I'm fighting. You don't catch my audible, I'm fighting. He trying to keep a job.
Yeah. Okay. That sound about right. That definitely sound about right. Yeah. The joint practices though. I'm gonna ask you about the joint practices. Do you think they need to back away from them? They need to keep them, or they need to be a little more structured?
They need to keep them. Maybe, I mean, you might could do a little bit more with the structure, but you need to keep them. You don't took away. You know who was that? Coach for the Indianapolis coach that what's the man's name?
The coach now?
No, used to coach for the Indianapolis Colts and coach for Tampa Bay.
Tony Dungy?
Tony Dungy. You know, he came out and was like, man, if I didn't basically break the rules and go, you know, pass on pass the latter half of that season, they wouldn't have won the Super Bowl. I look at that the same way, you know, as far as, you know, spring training or where you don't get nobody hurt. But if these guys can't have contact, you know, that first 3 weeks of the season, guys ain't gonna make it. And now you got an 18-week. You got to get these guys. You got to get these guys. You got to get them back hard again. So you know, I have no problem with the joint, the scuffles. You got to, you know, until you get into, and then your starters are not going to play any real type of until what, the fourth preseason game for a half.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they ain't got me too.
That's what I said, Asa. I said that the joint practices are more important and more beneficial than preseason games.
Yeah. So nope. Sit back and let's see who the dogs are. Let's see who wants that contract. Let's see who's laying on their laurels. Let's see who's reading the Clippers in the papers. The only way you can do that is let them loose.
But why? I'm sorry, Harsh. Why is anybody
joint practices help you figure out if some players can play or not before the season. So I think that's what D. Will was saying as well.
Why is anybody fighting the Lions? Because they coach told his players they need to bite people in the kneecaps. I wouldn't fight them. They are already crazy.
You do gotta pick your team. You know, I wouldn't mess. You know, because of him. You know, well, right now I feel like the NFC North is probably going to be something similar to how the AFC North is. Everybody already knows those two divisions know that there's no real pecking order. You know what I mean? So, and then with Chicago coming on board, they seem to, you know, not just on paper, they seem to make some moves to be at least competitive. So, yeah, Lions was 2 plays away from being in the Super Bowl. Green Bay was 2 plays away from being in the NFC Championship. Oh yeah, I'm not surprised.
There you go. All right, before we move on to the next one, this just popped up for me, Asa. Wanted to ask you this since we talk about Charles Barkley. Can you rank the most famous Auburn players in these three? Charles Barkley, Cam Newton, Bo Jackson. How are we going?
Ooh. Well, Barkley 3.
Definitely.
I think that's your point right there about you know. Well, yeah. Go ahead.
Nah, he 3. Hey, listen, I gotta put Bo above Cam. I mean, Bo Jackson is Bo Jackson, and then Deion are the best all around in modern time. I know we can get into Jim Brown and those guys or whatever, but modern time, Bo Jackson and Deion are the best all around athletes we've ever seen.
D. Will
I ain't seen Cam on no baseball diamond climbing the wall. I ain't seen Cam running over. You know, I seen Cam run over some guys, but I ain't seen Cam in that same season go to Kansas City in the middle of nowhere and hit close to 300 and climb a wall and catch it, you know what I mean? And throwing guys out from center field at first base.
That's a fact.
All right, D. Will. I know you're a Bama fan, but I know you hate touching this subject, but I gotta ask.
Well, I threw up in my mouth a little bit, but I'm okay. I'll say this. I gotta quantify the question. Is the question the best at Auburn or best between the three overall?
The question is, who has the most love from the Auburn faithful?
Ooh.
Oh, then that's Cam.
That's Cam Newton, and that's not even close. Barkley's revered, Bo Jackson is honored. Cam Newton is God. He is God on the plains, right? Cam Newton can do no wrong because he did the one thing that they sorry ass can't never do. Win.
See where you going at?
Win.
If all three went back to Auburn the same weekend,
Cam,
Booth gonna be the crowd. Cam's gonna walk in the room and demand all the attention, and he's going to get it.
And throughout generations too. Like, it's not gonna be young people here. You know what I mean? He gonna have old, newborns, young. You know what I mean? Whereas Bo and Charles will have folks, that remember them playing and seeing them playing. You're gonna have people in Cam's area who don't like Auburn gonna be in that area.
I agree. It's some recency bias in that, right? Out of sight, out of mind, right? Like, because we all understand that Bo Jackson is by far the best athlete out of those. Like, Cam is exceptional. Charles Barkley was incredible for what he did at the size he did it at the level he did it at. But let's just keep it real. Cam Newton's a specimen, bro. Yeah. Like, I hate it, bro. Like,
and what he brought down to the plains it's going to be a long time for that to be duplicated.
Because you're not going to win again. That's why. That's why you gotta win to duplicate that, and you're not gonna do that.
I'm gonna get the prescription for better help for you when y'all have a rough season this year. So I have somewhere for you to call. I'm gonna get the prescription. I'm gonna pay it out of my own pocket.
You gonna get it? Hey, listen, it's gonna be down to $199, but you gonna get it for me.
I'm gonna get the better health subscription for.
Hey, Coach. So listen, I got a better question for this particular situation. I'm gonna ask Coach this since he hadn't gone yet. If NIL was available when all three of those guys were playing, who makes the most money in NIL deal?
Oh, Bo. All
right, Coach.
I'm gonna go with Cam only because Bo Jackson, he was a cyborg. He didn't care about money. He was a dog. He was created. Like Marlon said, he was created in a lab, so I don't think money was his biggest issue. He was a robot. So, and Charles was doing some things, but he wasn't on the level that Cam was. Well, as long as you didn't have any computers around Cam, you were fine. You were.
There you go. Believe in that Florida nonsense. Boy, I
had to sneak it in. I had to sneak it in.
Believe in that nonsense. I get it.
But now, as far as Charles, I'm gonna jump back to the inside the NBA. What I heard, and this may be coming up, that they may be Charles coming back for another reason. They might be changing inside the NBA to inside sports. Well, they'll be talking everything, and they'll keep the show going. They'll talk Olympics, football, basketball, baseball. They said they might change it to keep that show going. So, Charles, they said, come on back. We might be able to do that, and we'll see how that happens. But I ain't going to talk about Cam that much, him in the feather hats. I ain't going to talk about Cam. I love Bo, though. Bo was an absolute freak. And
I think Marlon said he was created in the lab. I think Marlon said that earlier in the chat.
He did. That's why I agree with Marlon. I agree with him, man. Bo Jackson doing some of the stuff he did. I know people talk about Deion, but Bo was, like you said, throwing jokers out from the wall, running up
center field to first base.
Yeah.
hitting 40 home runs, stuff like that. He was just doing, and that was the most unfortunate thing. Brian Bosworth hurt him, pulling him on the back, and hurt that hip, and that ended what was going to be just awful. But wait a minute. We might have to give Bo the edge because, and don't y'all laugh. I'm gonna say this, try to not to laugh myself. Who could stop Bo Jackson on Tecmo Bowl? Name somebody. I don't know anybody who stop Bo Jackson on Tecmo Bowl.
And Walter Payton run all the way to the back and then turn around.
Well,
And
I
you
do
got
got,
to the other end zone and come back.
Yeah.
I got one player who can stop Bo Jackson on Tecmo Bowl, and
Who is
that
that?
was Houston Oilers Ray Childress. He was a nightmare on Tecmo Bowl.
Hey, y'all, leave it up to Big Ho to come out of left field with something.
Only reason I said
Ray Childress.
because I played with Houston with Warren Moon and all them. I played with them, so I already knew who that was. Yeah. They say Lawrence Taylor. Look, Marlon. He say Lawrence Taylor could have did it.
I don't know about on Tecmo Bowl because, like
Not
D. Will
Tecmo.
said,
Oh yeah,
that's the only man who can run the both end zones back and forth and nobody stop him. He still find a way to make a touchdown.
Yep. All-star baseball, all-star football player. I mean, what better can you say? All right, let's get to our last topic, the Olympics. Coach, I'm gonna start with you. What have you enjoyed about the Olympics, and what have you been disappointed about?
I enjoyed what Quincy Hall did today. If y'all didn't see it, please make sure you watch that 400 race with Quincy Hall. That is a masterpiece of running what that young man did to come back and win the Olympics for the United States, win the gold medal.
That's the way he was being blocked in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what I don't like, and I ain't got nothing personal against him, but I don't need to see Snoop Dogg every day. Where's Waldo? I mean, you see Snoop Dogg everywhere. Bless his heart, he's the ambassador. Snoop at the basketball game, field hockey, equestrian, badminton. Next thing you know, I guarantee you, he's gonna be at the breakdancing. And he will probably provide the music or try to get out there and do it. Snoop is everywhere, but hey, they said they're paying him $500,000 a day plus expenses. I'll be everywhere too. I'll be changing clothes and getting up early.
Hey, listen, they say Snoop making $6 million over these 13 days.
Ain't that something?
I boogie too, baby.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. That's what I'm talking about.
Boogie
Yes,
too.
sir. Hey, D. Will, before I come to you, I think you missed the show when I asked about this question about does right now the Snoop Dogg have the best comeback story of all time up to this point? Going from Murder Was the Case, being on trial, to the Olympics and what he's doing now.
Well, let's keep it real. After Murder Was the Case, Snoop blew up. When at the fall of Death Row, Snoop fell off. He came back with No Limit when Pete saved him, right?
Yeah.
To go through that and then come to be on damn TV with Martha Stewart.
Yeah.
Like Snoop Dogg.
And the felon is Martha Stewart.
Hey, both of them felons, so they criminals together. Both of them be in prison. So here's my point, man. Snoop Dogg is the most recognizable rap artist of all time. I'm not saying he's the greatest rapper of all time, but he's definitely the most recognizable. Snoop Dogg smoked weed in the White House. Where do you know that they allow Snoop Dogg has a green room and it's not in the same fashion of everybody else's green room to go on shows? And people know this. They allow him to smoke. Name somewhere where you allow, he smoked in the White House. Stop it. You ain't got to go no further. Snoop Dogg is the man, and I'm with you. I'm sick of seeing him everywhere, just a little bit, but I can't blame him. I can't blame him.
Yeah.
Yeah. For sure. All right, I don't even know what we're talking about. Only on Sports Roundtable do we get sidebar and just get off into some other stuff.
BET need to do a 30 for 30 on Snoop.
Not BET.
All right, Asa, go ahead, Asa. Give me your Olympic, disappointments and impressions.
I mean, my disappointments have been just, it is the world we live in. So everybody's jumping on stuff that they have no idea what it is, but they just jumping on it, So the whole, the beginning, the
opening ceremony joint.
You know what I mean? That kind of stuff been getting on my nerves, but I've been really I was excited to sit back and watch the women in all sports. So, there was some sisters in the swimming team that won medals, obviously track and field. The young lady showed out there, the WNBA. We have one of our own in the 3-on-3 with the Atlanta Dream. So I've been really trying to really check out the women more so this year than I probably have in my whole life or whatever, and I haven't been disappointed with any of their performances. I guess I go back to, and it could be me. We haven't seen many world records broken this year, especially maybe on the track and field side, and in the swimming. I don't recall like a lot of world records. I'm not saying they haven't been any, but the last couple, it seemed like Phelps and them guys and Hussein and them were breaking records every other meet. The qualifying meets were breaking records, and then the actual, the medal meets were breaking records. I haven't seen too many of those. So, but I guess if I had to give a grade to this Olympics, I'd give it a B minus.
Now, see, Ho, the reason we got sidebar because you asked me about Snoop Dogg. You act like you didn't want to get my analysis on my grade.
I was gonna let you.
See how you trying to play me? Y'all see that?
I was trying to let you. I figured bringing up the weed would kind of get you excited, so I was gonna let you calm down and then come back.
But hey, listen. I got one huge disappointment because I'm gonna be honest. I've thoroughly enjoyed the Olympics so far, right? Like I am an Olympics type of person, right? I get into sports I don't watch, I'm not familiar with. I'll find myself watching them because it's competition and I'm a competitor. So whenever you give me something that's competition, I'm probably gonna lock in. And then I have, most of the time when you watch a lot of sports, you don't know who you're watching. You don't have nobody to cheer for. So it's even hard when you don't know what's going on. If I got somebody to cheer for and I'm sitting there, I don't know what the hell going on, I'm interested. So I've enjoyed it from that aspect. However, my one huge disappointment is the USA 3-on-3 men's basketball. What the hell is that?
Oh,
somebody tell me what made them logically think I'm going to go get these Target and hedge fund workers and allow them to come out here and play 3-on-3 against people who do this every day. I don't understand why Jimmer Fredette, somebody who couldn't even make it in the NBA, are you telling me the women can go get WNBA players to play 3-on-3, but the men can't? We can't put a 3-on-3 team of NBA players or Big Three players. Hello, we got a whole league. We got a whole league. We can't get a group of Big Three players to go and represent the United States instead of that BS thing. I understand they wanted to put some white boys in basketball. That's the only reason they had them out there. They had to get some white boys in some USA basketball uniforms because it don't happen no more, right? It never happens. So what are we going to do? We're going to give them 3-on-3. And what happened? They got their ass mollyhopped. They shouldn't have been out there. So if we're going to have 3-on-3 in the Olympics, USA Federation, listen to me closely. As a basketball savant, I need y'all to be able to put together a team that can go be competitive and represent the United States. Nobody beats us in basketball, y'all. It's not supposed to happen. So we can't let it happen in 3-on-3 either.
They don't even need to go to, say, the Big Three or whatever. This is where you can now start developing some of your players out of college or in the G League that they can then fill in for some of the, the U.S. national teams. So
Cooper Flag would have been better. I would have rather seen Cooper Flag and them out there.
Yeah.
Put together some high schoolers.
Well, D. Will, I can tell you one thing. In 2028, they say they bringing flag football to the Olympics. I bet you see Pat Mahomes, Tyreek Hill,
Nah,
Jamar Chase,
you
and
ain't gonna see
somebody
no,
like Cooper Cup out there.
you ain't gonna see no
Like,
top.
what the-
You gonna see, you might see Pat Mahomes there cheering on, but you ain't gonna see somebody like Pat Mahomes. They ain't know. The NFL is the only entity that can tell the United States go jump in the lake. I'm not putting my my commodity out there to get hurt.
At all.
And nobody. Matter of fact, we would agree with them. You know what I mean? Can you imagine Pat Mahomes going to play flag football and the Kansas City Chiefs fan base go crazy?
Bro, you talking about Andy Reid going to the hospital quicker than quick.
Now
It will not happen.
well, no,
He
you
better get some. He gonna be asking for some of them nuggies. Please give me
Yeah.
some nuggies to help me.
Hey, but I do have
see
to
them
say
boys
this.
from the XFL in there, but you ain't gonna see no NFL players.
Did y'all see why I had to let Asa go before D Will so he can calm down, and it still didn't work.
I told you I'm gonna have that better help for them Alabama fans this year.
Hey, no, we good. In the boy we trust, Debo.
There it is. Oh man, y'all out of time. All right, so listen. Let me. I'll get off track, but let me go back. Marla said I watched the ping pong and it was exciting. I'm about to tell you, Marla, I'm with you on that. The ping pong was absolutely incredible. I saw it Sunday night when I was over my aunt's house, and it was absolutely boom, boom, boom. Now, the disappointment was to me. What's my boxing guy name who didn't medal this year? Who lost the streak?
I can't think of who you talking about. I know you talking about. I just can't think of his name.
From what?
The boxing guy who lost in who lost this in his first match here.
In the Olympics?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
We all got
Yeah,
caught
I
up
know
in
what you're talking about, though.
the guy-girl situation.
Yeah. But I will say this though. I'm excited about listen, Gabby Thomas got to be up there too as far as excitement.
Fine.
Quincy Hall as well.
Fine. She fine. Now
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you this. Squirrel, the USA women's track team. Whew, Lord have mercy. There's some pieces on there, y'all. If you ain't tapped in, you might want to go tap in. There's some pieces on that USA women's track team, boy. Listen, kudos to them, because it's a couple of them out there.
And I'm sure you enjoyed it, huh? Every bit of it. Yeah, Gabby was, man, I'm so happy for her.
Neurobiologist from Harvard. Right.
Yeah.
That's big time.
Yeah, that's strong now. Super strong. Super strong. All right, man, that's gonna end our hot news. Gotta pull my paper up here. I was gonna have Smitty come through. Smitty had another engagement, so we can't talk fast because I was gonna really get to see what went down with the scuffle that they had today over at the Falcons camp, but not able to get Smith on. And what Marlon said, I'm all over there. Oh. Yeah, hey D Will, that'll make you feel proud because I'm pretty sure you concur with Marlon.
Indeed.
Yeah. All right, fellas. Let's go ahead and jump into some ballers and busters before D Will get up out of here. If y'all the ballers, busters, and boy stop. Everybody in the chat, give me your baller, busters, and boy stop, and I'm gonna go ahead and go first. and I'm going to jump off into my baller this week. And Quincy Hall and Gabby Thomas, the two aforementioned names that I have mentioned in the for the Olympics. I'm so proud of both of them, and it's just the track. I'm gonna say this year, track has become a little more relevant again. I think it done surpassed boxing, it done surpassed golf, and all this. I think it'll be more eyes on track here to come as the Olympic trials and things of that nature coming up. So shout out to Gabby Thomas and Quincy Hall for winning Olympic gold. Those are my two ballers for this week. And let's see, I started at the top right. All right, Coach, what you got for your ball?
Oh man, my two ballers I make it easy. Asia Wilson and Brianna Stewart. Man, they making this thing look too easy. Those two girls are just out there at free will, just dominating. They making good passes. They hitting shots. Brianna Stewart shooting from the other end of the court almost. Look like she hitting. Those two girls, I mean, there's your two, even though it look like Asia Wilson going to win it, when they come back to the WNBA, those two are your WNBA MVPs right there. And those are my two ballers, without a doubt.
Okay. Let's see. I'm coming down. D-Will, what you got for your baller?
Man, I'm gonna kind of piggyback where you went, Big H.O. Man, it is for me. It has been the United States track and field. Like in the sprints, 100, 400, those 200, those have been dominated by Jamaicans over the last 12 years. Shelly Ann Frazier, Usain Bolt, and it's a host of others from Jamaica that have dominated the Olympics over the last several Olympic cycles. And it seems as if this year, the United States in the 100, in the 200, and in the 400 have stepped up and came back and shown that the best sprinters in the world come from the United States of America. Now, understand, we get it. Everything goes in cycles, right? It goes in those type of cycles where you might have a generational talent that might come through every 12 or 16 years that can dominate in the Olympics. However, in this Olympic cycle in 2024, the Americans have really done a good job in the most electrifying events in the Olympics, which are the track and field events. They have stepped up and did a really good job. So those are my ballers, is the entire track and field USA team.
All right, Asa, what you got? I don't know if you can beat that, but let's try.
No, I'm gonna go kind of half and half. I got something nobody probably thought about, and then something I'm gonna piggyback. So I'm gonna go with the United States as far as gold medal and the overall Olympic total, dominating there. So this is the United States national team across the board. But we're seeing a passing of the guard in tennis on the men's side. And so my ballers there would be Djokovic and Carlos Alcaraz. So you got the oldest and the youngest. You got the passing of the guard. He is now, as far as Novak goes, is now put the feather in his cap, you can say, with this gold medal, and to do it there, and the same breath, the young guns coming up winning medals too. So you can kind of see the passing of the guard, and so the men's tennis is in good hands, and if you follow it, you're seeing it immediately. So those are my ballers right now.
Okay. All right. Marlon said his ball is no other than Simone Biles. I think that's a far-gone conclusion. That was too easy, but hey, shout out to Simone. She did a thing and can't be better. And they continue to play her story on the streaming network as well. So
everywhere.
Does she come back in 4 more years, H.O.?
At 32?
I'm just asking.
Yeah, that'll be tough.
If anybody can do it, it's Simone Biles.
Yeah.
And maybe not her doing everything. Maybe she comes back and this focuses on maybe the floor routine to help, something of that nature.
maybe as a consultant or whatever. I know her sponsorship money just increased. I know that much. So
Facts.
32, she probably be making more money than she is this year. So well,
If I'm a
we'll see.
husband, I say no.
Yeah. Well, he may be wearing a uniform, but she wearing the bank account in the house.
That's why,
All right, Marlon said that the track and field was the top priority for the USA in the Olympics. So there we go. My buster this week. Go ahead and put your busters in the chat. Our buster this week goes out no other than. Can anybody tell me why is Bryce Elder still pitching? Period. Why is he even not just in the major leagues, but why is he still pitching? He'll be better off just switching positions and trying to do something different because pitching just not his thing. He has to be the buster. I don't know if he get the buster or do we give the Braves organization for the buster or keep bringing them up and running them out there. Hell, take your choice. Buster Ward, the Braves organization for continuing to allow Bryce Elder to be target practice for the Atlanta Braves. So that's my bust. All right, Coach. Top right. What you got?
I'm gonna go with when we're talking about kudos to the U.S. track team. I'm gonna give a negative performance to the U.S. volleyball teams. Beach volleyball lost. Indoor volleyball lost. They choked that game away against Poland. That was ridiculous. They had that game won. So the volleyball overall, a sport where we medal in all the time. Now we're going to be on the outside looking in, and I don't know who to blame, the coach, players, or whoever. Beach volleyball, we always put them up. Dog, beach volleyball, I'm sure, was invented in the USA, and we can't do well in that. My goodness.
We named the iconic group after the Beach Boys, right?
I mean, come on, guys. Ladies, too.
Yeah,
right.
Let's see. Marlon Boss is the Olympic staff who didn't let the women warm up. Okay.
Oh, Lord. Yeah.
All right, D. Will. Your buster this week goes to.
Man, see, I had several on my buster list because it's a lot of busters in the world. Like every week, like it's a week full of busters every week, man. So I had to narrow it down to which one I actually wanted to go with. So and this one here is kind of it's on a lower level. It's a personal buster, right? But I'm gonna have to go with it. And my buster of the week is college football. And the reason I say college football is my bust of the week is during the week of the Olympics, and it's 3.5 weeks away from college football, where's the coverage? I'm just a football fan, and I have not seen the coverage of college football that we should be seeing at this point in time. We should be on here talking.
Dog. Have you seen the schedule? UCLA going to Syracuse. They got to come back and play. They trying to figure out the flying mileage.
Listen, they got so much work to do trying to work out logistics. They can't even promote the season, right? Like I have yet to see a football season with this less of fanfare around it. With all the realignment, all the new, they talk more about who's in what conference than who's playing who. They talk more about the 12-team playoff than about this upcoming season, right? Y'all talking about a playoff, that's 3.5 months away, 4 months away. Where is the coverage of game to game? And I can't watch the 4-letter networks right now. The 4-letter networks piss me off because I'm so sick of hearing about the damn Cowboys. I don't give a damn about the Cowboys. I don't care about the Cowboys. Can we please have y'all seen one college football live show on TV yet? And listen, the 4-letter network, you're not even covering the Olympics. So how are you getting bogged down by the Olympics. You should be pushing college football. So my buster of the week is college football and NCAA for not doing a better job during this moment of the year to push college football.
Okay. Sounds really, really touching. Should we blame the media or should we blame college football?
A little bit of everybody,
Both.
man.
Both.
Okay. All right, Ace, so what you got for your bust?
Ooh, this one might be a little touchy. I expect to get some pushback, but I'm gonna be careful. I don't want to. I mean, granted, it's labeled buster of the week or whatever, but she's not a buster. But I'm disappointed in her Coco Gauff.
Oh,
Yeah. I figured
Hey,
this.
sir.
I figured it was gonna come up.
careful.
That's why I said I'm gonna be careful. I said I know. It's a thin line, but I'm gonna try to walk it. I get it. I get Paris. I get the French Open. It's been a problem for eons, especially when the hue is us. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But I also, for her, and not her, I almost kind of want to maybe put some of this more on the team and around her. Like there should be some preparation for it. Like you know it's coming. You know what I mean? Like you know what it is. And so she's had these recent matches, you know what I mean, where she seems to have broken down. And so I'm just, you know what I mean? Like I said, it's a disappointment. I don't want to use buster, but we in the same.
She a buster, Asa. No, she's a buster. Don't do that in the Olympics. That's buster status.
But I am disappointed. I'm disappointed, you know, because this was an Olympic in where she could have performed and medal, whether you know, and I feel like
the year she had winning Wimbledon, winning the US Open.
Yeah.
Like she had momentum, bro.
Yeah.
This could have been putting Coco Gauff as she's already been touted as the next. Mm-hmm. This could have put her in mini Serena status, right?
Yeah.
It could have put her there. But I'm with you. I don't think she took it serious.
Yeah.
Not only did she lose the individual, she lost the doubles. She lost the mixed doubles. Like, were you there, Coco?
Yeah, yeah.
Or are you?
I feel like she let the singles trickle into everything else.
Facts.
And so, you know, it's a before your skill set, it's a mental set. You know what I mean? And I had, and anybody that knows me, I had the same push on what's the other sister?
Madison Keys or
Osaka.
No, she's a half Asian and black.
Oh, Naomi.
Naomi. I had the same, like, hey, you take these young prodigies and you build them up, but you also got to make sure you build them up mentally strong. I think that was probably more of the success that Serena and Venus' father gave to them. Anything that he could have ever given them.
They from the hood, Asa.
Was the mental fortitude to take on what was going on, and I just don't see it from
privilege.
Yeah, so I'm disappointed. You know what I mean? I don't want to call her a buster, but I'm highly disappointed.
Buster.
I'm not gonna say anything about her because of three reasons. Number one, I remember when she was this high living here in Atlanta. Number two, I used to work with her mama. We used to teach together. And number three, her mama really fine. So
Hey,
no.
Go ahead, Coach. Go ahead, Coach.
I knew when her mama first had when she was a young girl. I know it's been a minute, but a lot of stuff is true. She got that mental part is gonna be the part that's either gonna take her over the top or keep her
at water level. Exactly.
Yeah.
So, you know,
I love Coco. I love her.
Yeah.
Right. But I think she folded in the Olympics.
Mm-hmm.
All right, D-Will, here's your answer to your buster for the college football.
Now listen, I didn't want to say it because I didn't want to hear Asa mouth. Like that's the only reason I ain't say it because I ain't want to hear him. So, but my thing is the fanfare is not there because we're not talking about Saban. Saban and Alabama being at the pinnacle gave everybody else, every other college football fan, somebody and someone to hate. And what do we know drives traffic? The villain, right? It's people live to hate. As unfortunate as that is to say, people thrive off of hate. Without Alabama and Nick Saban be there to hate on, it has taken down the media coverage and the overall allure of college football for this season.
And you also, I mean, I'll give you that. And you also lose Harbaugh to the NFL. So Michigan is not there. Ohio State is, has never really pulled a wagon like that. Like people like they think they do, but they don't. USC kind of fell on their faces toward the end of the season last year as well. Especially with Lincoln not, with that porous defense. You know what I mean? So I agree with you. No, I will agree with you on that. There is a vacuum, and it'll be interesting to see who steps in and takes that on. It might be Florida State, just for the way, might be Florida State. It might be Georgia. People get tired of winning as well. As far, what I mean.
But Kirby doesn't have the personality to hate on, right? Kirby is not out front, right? He's not a media guy. Kirby is a backroom football X's and O. Let's just keep it real. He's a career assistant coach, right? So he moves as an assistant. He doesn't move as a head coach. So you're not going to get a lot of headlines. You're not going to get a lot of taglines. You're not going to get a lot of one-liners from Kirby that's going to go viral, so to speak. So I would say that, man.
I was thinking more of the fan base might become the villain, whether it be Alabama or Georgia. I think the fan base might become the villain for this season until you find, to your point, a coach that can, demand the camera. And
Alabama's still going to get the hate if they win.
Yeah.
If Alabama continues to win, people are going to be like, oh, hell, they still good.
Actually, win or lose. So if you come out and you lose a couple of games, I'm not saying you are. I'm just saying if you lose a couple of games, people are going to be there to laugh at you as well. So
facts.
I be in that person.
And that's what I'm saying. I knew you were going there. See, Big H.O., you set me up. I ain't want to. I knew where we was going with that. I knew.
Hey, Coach, what do we say the other week? You can't have a show without controversy, right?
That's right. All day. It sells.
Yeah.
That's what sells.
So there you go. So it is what it is. So you gotta create it somehow. And I will also be the one that say that, hey, speaking of that, man, let's go ahead and jump into our boy stop. My boy stop this week, and I'm pretty sure we can probably fan on to our boy stops from our busters. My boy stop is coming from baseball as well as my buster did. And my boy stop goes out to the Milwaukee Brewers for reviewing a call last night up 10-0. And you still trying to review a call to I'm like, bro, come on. You reviewing a call, you challenging the call and you up 10-0? I mean, where is the coach? I think back in the day we called that Bush League, right? That was Bush League.
That's all it was, Bush League tactics.
Yeah, so I'm like, bro, come on, coach. Bush League. So Milwaukee Brewers boy stop. That was my boy stop of the week. I don't know if anybody can beat that, but all right, coach, what you got?
My boy stop goes to one of the greatest actors of our time. He gave an impassioned speech, and I mean, I guess if you wanted to believe it, it was Oscar worthy. And if y'all had seen it, y'all would have said it's Oscar worthy. And that's Jim Harbaugh, the former coach of Michigan. That speech he gave about he had nothing to do with Michigan's recent troubles or mistakes and missteps, saying he was totally out of it. He had nothing to do with it, to leave it on Sharon Moore. That was one of the greatest acting jobs. Better than Jack Nicholson in Shining. That was better than in Training Day. That was better than, I mean, how could he sit there? And if you just listen to it, you are almost believing the way how sincere he was looking. And then I was like, dude, boy, stop. I can end it right there. I can just say, boy, stop when he finished.
There it is. Coach done went all the way to Harbaugh. That's what I'm talking about, Coach. Way to dig deep in your bag, Coach. That's what I'm saying. All right, D. Will, the coach.
All right.
Boy, stop.
Well, I'm gonna bring y'all into the world of D. Will real quick, right? And I'm gonna throw y'all a boy stop. Y'all might know nothing about. Matter of fact, I know you don't know nothing about, but I'm finna throw it anyway. And it goes to Division I college basketball programs. And these damn elite camps that y'all claim to be throwing on your campus. Elite camps. And you hold on, let me rewind. And then you call me and tell me to come evaluate your camp and to cover your camp to bring it more exposure. Cool, coach. I'ma show up. I go to your elite camp, and you got 70 damn kids in your elite camp. It ain't 70 damn elite basketball players in Alabama, y'all. I'm sorry. Okay? Then I go ahead, you got this little short 5'8" fat round boy to run an 8'40" on the basketball court, and I'm supposed to be trying to evaluate somebody who's supposed to be trying to be a potential Division I basketball player. Boy, stop. Y'all out here with these money grabs. You're a Division I basketball program. You don't need to be stealing $75 from these little fat round kids that got a dream of playing at your school. Stop it. Boy, stop. So my boy stop is a particular Division I program that called me and asked me to come, and I go and waste my damn time to come watch that. Boy, stop. Go ahead.
Woo.
70.
Yes, sir.
70.
These are 70 top prospects in the whole country. How you got one?
Thank you. And we, man, boy, stop.
They owe you some gas money too, then, right?
Huh?
They owe you some gas money too, then, huh?
Oh, you know I got a check. No check, no mic.
Yeah, it is, my man.
Oh boy.
All right, Asa, what you got for your boy?
I
Stop.
got my boy stop. It's gonna be to the NFL. I don't think Ayuk's agent is doing him any favors. Because in my opinion, he's not better. It's a strong case that he may not be the a top 2 wide receiver in the NFL, or if he's a top wide receiver, he's at the bottom of the list. So I think his demand trade, which is fine, do what you want to do, but I don't think he is as covenant as he thinks he is, and his agent is not doing him any favors. And
hey, listen, these NFL wide receivers, Brandon Ayuk, speaking of, well, he's delusional. Like, y'all think y'all playing the NBA? Yeah, that's what y'all think. Y'all think y'all are NBA players and you can go into a room and be like, I want to trade, and they trade you. Boy, this is the NFL. Yep. And like Asa just said, you good, but you ain't that good. You on a really good team in a really good system. You need to sit your behind down and take and wait a year. You're not even up. That's the problem I have for it. If he was up, I would be like, okay, he up. Y'all need to do right by this man. He ain't even up.
Yeah.
This ain't even his time. This ain't your cycle, and you still doing it, man. That's bogus. Like, and I get it, but hell no.
Timing is everything. But
timing is everything.
That Chase, that Jefferson and Tyreek and
they about to do it for Jamar Chase.
He didn't even put up what's the guy named Puyuk?
Yeah,
with the Rams.
Puka.
Yeah, he didn't even put them numbers up. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm like, timing is everything.
Right.
You really you're not, to me, you're not better than Higgins. You're not better than you're not better than some of these number 2 guys that are and to your point, their contract is up, and so now it's like, well, it's hard for the team to pay both of them. That's the reason why they might be going somewhere, but not. I got a year or 2 left on my current contract, and I want more money, and your numbers don't compare to some of these rookies.
Come on, man. Just because you're on a really good team that competes don't make sense.
Yeah. All right, we getting them boy stops coming in. All right, here we go. Cuz I'm chimed in. They say, boy, stop the Braves scheduled to play against Cincinnati next year inside Bristol. Uh-oh. Ace, I know you had something to say about that then. About the Braves playing the Reds next year at Bristol Motor Speedway.
Oh, why?
I agree. Why?
Like, what's the you know,
All right.
NASCAR that hemmed up for?
Yes.
Yeah. I have no idea why. That is pretty bad. I don't know. Coach having some difficulties. Let me see. I'm adding it back. Coach, you with us?
Yeah, I was like, what? When he said that, I said, I said, wait a minute. And then I looked and I was like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, about the Braves and the Cincinnati playing at the Motor Speedway.
And I was trying to find out what happened, but nobody.
Yeah, I don't know what NASCAR and baseball are trying to do with that combination there.
I know.
Baseball.
I know. I know. For somebody who don't watch baseball, nor do I watch NASCAR, I know what they trying to do. It's election season. They trying to link up on us.
Oh, okay.
They trying to link up on us because don't nobody watch it but them.
Yeah.
They trying to come together because they need their numbers because they don't get no love. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Hot dang.
Especially at that particular speedway too. Ain't nobody going to Darlington or whatever.
Come on, man.
Hey, so D-Will, I know you got to get up out of here, but I got these questions to ask you before you go. Your college football game that you're looking forward to this year, your NFL football game as well.
Now I'm gonna tell you like this: the college football game, I'm most excited to see. No joke, and I know it's cliche, and everybody gonna be like, D-Will, that was so obvious. But I'm looking for that Auburn-Alabama game this year. Like, because I believe that game is going to prove a lot. I think Auburn's going 9-3 this year. I ain't gonna poo-poo them. I think Auburn's gonna go 9-3. I got confidence in Hugh Freeze, and he did a hell of a job in the transfer portal. Let's not act like it's not talent down on the Plains. However, I believe Alabama's gonna be somewhere around that 10-2 mark, right? Maybe 11-1, right? It's a couple of games that I'm iffy on. However, I think they're going to be right there. So I think that's going to be a seeding game for the 12-team playoff coming down in Tuscaloosa at the end of November. So I know everybody's going to be like, oh, I know, D-Will, that's easy for you. But when I look through the college football season and I look at the schedules, especially throughout the SEC, I believe that game is going to be a game that's going to matter when it comes to seeding in the 12-team playoff, because I think Auburn has an outside chance if they can win that football game in making the playoff.
D-Will, I'm gonna go. So there was some sprinkling going on after the way Auburn gave up that game to Alabama last year, and how actually 2 games, that one and then a couple of weeks before. So the way the season ended last year left a lot of people, the power brokers down there, bad taste in their mouth. So Hugh Freeze, whether it's publicly known or not, is coming into this year with a lot of pressure. So 9-3 is probably what he needs to do to stay there. I understand people might cut the check and let him go. So you know, 9-3 is a must.
Let me ask you this, Asa. Is because the rumblings I've heard is a lot of people love Hugh Freeze, but I understand it's Auburn and that can happen. Do you think that the effect of losing to Kalen DeBoer in year 1 will be more of a push towards that, even if he is 8-4 at the time or 9-2 at the time?
Yeah, you got a guy from the Pacific. We already got rid of a coach the year before from the Pacific Northwest or whatever. You know what I mean? From Idaho or wherever he came from. And so for that to flame out on Auburn and then now turn around a couple years later and have a guy come from that same neck of the woods and then win, Oh yeah.
So he has to be Alabama this year to stay out the hot seat.
The 9-3, yeah, and that's it. The way he lost last year, the way, and then the week before, like there was a couple of games, the game against what was that? New Mexico State. Losing that game.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? So the way he flamed out last year, 9-3 is a must. But yeah, it's a must, and part of that 9-3 needs to be an Alabama win, a win over Alabama.
Well, I might have to retract my statement because we're gonna beat the hell out of y'all. It's going down. It's going. Hey, listen, and I need my guy. What's my guy name, man? My Georgia fan, Big H.O., to be on the show with us.
Yeah, we got plenty on. We got Dez.
No, he's on the show. He's a guest on the show. He owed me some money from the Georgia game last year. I just need to get paid. I've been waiting the whole season. I just want to get paid. That's all. And listen, I double down on the Georgia Alabama game this year. I'm good. I'll double down on it.
All right, cool. All right, Coach, what you got for your game? I'm with Marlon saying that Florida Miami will be interesting as well. I like that, but I'm going with the Georgia and Florida.
They're gonna be 6-4. Both of them. That's interesting. Who cares? Florida gonna be terrible.
I think
Cristobal will be fired this year. Mario Cristobal will get the axe after this season.
Yeah. September the 28th, Georgia versus Alabama at Tuscaloosa will be the game of the year, I think, for both teams. That will be DeBoer's first test of the season, in my opinion, and that's going to be Georgia's test to see if they still got it.
Hey, listen, I'm going to tell you, if DeBoer loses to Auburn, it will not be good. That's all I'm going to say. If you want to see a fire being started in the Tuscaloosa, let DeBoer lose to Auburn.
Yeah. I agree.
Listen,
all right,
DeBoer, one more thing before I got here. DeBoer can go 8-4 as long as he beat Auburn.
Oh yeah, listen. I don't think people understand. That's why I said, I don't think people understand how deep that rivalry goes.
Hey, listen, best rivalry in sports. I'm sorry, Duke, North Carolina. I'm sorry, Ohio State, Michigan. It ain't no feelings like Alabama, Auburn, y'all. Duke, North Carolina basketball, the only reason I say it doesn't compare because it's basketball. It's 10,000, 15,000 fans in there. In this band, it's hundreds of thousands. That's the only reason I will give Alabama and Auburn the nod over North Carolina, Duke.
That's a fair statement.
Especially
but
last decade.
Before you go, I'm gonna get to you, Coach. But D-Will, I gotta ask you this. And this was on the sheet, so I'm not sure if you saw it. The most disrespectful things in sports right now.
The most disrespectful thing?
Yeah. Any sport.
In any sport. The most disrespectful thing in any sport. That's tough. And I would say this. I'm gonna give you this one. And it's off the top of the dome. The most disrespectful thing in sports is getting knocked out in a boxing match. And listen, not getting knocked out, but getting knocked out and then getting taunted on. I don't know if y'all saw the knockout that happened a few weeks back where the guy knocked the guy out, stood over him, and started doing the X chop across his and then the Caleb Plank knocking your boy out and then start digging the ditch and throwing the dirt on him with the shovel. That's the most disrespectful thing in sport. To knock somebody out and then pick up a shovel and dig a hole and throw the dirt on him. That's tough.
Oh, Red chiming in. Red say LaQueen fans think.
Oh, God.
Yeah. Hey, Hey, so all right, there you go. All right, Weez, I know you got the roll, but I
I
just
do.
had to throw that. I knew I had to throw that out there to get your points before you go. Holler at me next week, bro. Let everybody know where they can find you, especially on Tuesday and Thursday.
Man, y'all already know, man. Tuesdays and Thursdays, Eyeball Radio Live, YouTube, Twitch, Instagram, Facebook, wherever you get a live, man. Eyeball, little IBALL Radio, Eyeball Radio Live, and of course the Eyeball Podcast every Monday, wherever you get your podcast, man. Streaming across all podcast networks, man. Little IBAL. We're talking all things Alabama high school basketball and college. High school and college basketball. There it is. But y'all holler at me, man. Y'all know I'll be back next week.
Always good to see you, big dog.
All right,
No
bro.
doubt.
Be safe out there. All right, Coach. Let's go back to you. What's your game for this year? What's your game? What game you looking forward to?
I'm gonna go with the first game of the year for both schools who have. This is an interesting conference. It's not a conference game. It's team from the biggest conferences, the Big Ten and SEC. That USC against LSU. Somebody gonna fall off real early in the season. This game might be one they look back on and say, who won by most points, who did this, who did that. This one, Lincoln Riley got a lot to prove, especially going to the Big Ten. A lot of people under the gun, but I know he is definitely under the gun. So he got a lot to prove, and he can make a definite statement right out the bat by beating LSU, which is considered one of the top teams in the SEC. So that's going to be my game, LSU against USC.
That is a good one. That is a good one, Coach.
That's USC can borrow one of the NFL defenses. I don't know.
They said they updated, so we'll see. You got to update.
Marlon said Red need to update his nicknames on LeBron. And he's giving you some, Red. He's giving you the nickname that you can use.
Captain America. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Not El Capitan. Okay. So.
All right, let's see. All right, NFL game you looking forward to. What is the NFL game you looking forward to this year?
Oh, man.
Before you go there real quick, H.O., I don't have a particular game. I mean, obviously Auburn, Alabama, those things or whatever. I'm interested to see how the Oklahomas and the Texas, like Georgia plays Texas in Austin, second week of the season, I think it is, or third week, those types of games. But I'm really interested to see what SMU does in the ACC. I think they might be a surprise to a lot of people, maybe outside of Florida State and Clemson. I think SMU probably can stand toe to toe with everybody else in that conference. So it'll be interesting to see what they do next year.
Let's go.
As far as college goes, and then I think everybody's going to be interested to see what Colorado does too. So with Dion and whatnot, just in general.
Are you in a particular game you looking forward to in Colorado, or are you just looking for
looking to see what Prime has done with transfers and recruiting and yeah.
And plus, supposedly he got five guys on the line now that he can protect his son.
Yeah. So.
All right, that's cool. All right, Red says he's looking forward to the Sunday night game, Atlanta versus KC in the NFL. It's kind of hard to beat that one.
Yeah, what week is that?
3, ain't it?
I think it's like week. Yeah, it's somewhere up there.
3, 4. I mean, you can possibly have 2 undefeated teams or 3-1 team. Like I feel like Atlanta should push 11 or 12 wins this year. So that would be them coming out the box, first 4 games 3-1,
Game
4,
3,
3-1.
September 22nd, game 3.
Game 3, yeah. So it should be 2-0, 2-0. So yeah, that'll be all eyes on that game. It's hard to beat that one.
Yeah, hard to beat that one. Coach, what you got?
First game of the season. Again, Atlanta and Pittsburgh. You got
Atlanta,
two different
Pittsburgh.
dynamics. You got a new coach in Atlanta who's promising big things. Got two new quarterbacks. Got some good wide receivers. Got some talent, and then you got the former head coach of the Falcons on the other side, offensive coordinator, and the Steelers under the gun this year trying to prove that they are ready to come out, because the Steelers are really under a lot of pressure for the simple fact is they got to start the season at least 7-1, because the backside of their schedule is Murderers Row 1.1. I mean, you got all of your conference games plus Philadelphia and Kansas City. If they not at least 7-1 or 6-2 coming out of that, the playoffs are going to be very difficult. But as we all know, it's hard to count out Mike Tomlin, because he won 10 games with them 3 jerks of quarterbacks last year. He had no chance.
He won 10 games with nothing.
Nothing.
And I was a strong. I questioned what would happen if they wound up being 8-9 or 9-8 again. But for him to go 10-7 and be a play or two away from winning the divisional round, the playoffs against Buffalo on the road, they should be able to make some noise with Russell or who's the backup?
Justin Fields.
Justin Fields from Chicago. Yeah. So
what about I'm going with the second week, Falcons, Eagles. And the reason why I'm going with that is if the Falcons, depending on if they win or lose to the Steelers, if they beat the Steelers, they can beat the Eagles. That momentum of confidence can ride into that third week of the season against Kansas City. Now, if they lose against the Steelers, that means that let's see if they can bounce back and beat the Eagles on the road.
Yeah.
So that's going to be a critical game moving forward, because that's going to be the telltale right now. If they go 1-0, can they go 2-0, and can they ride the momentum of a 2-0 going into week 3 versus Kansas City?
Yeah.
If they go 0-1, can they bounce back on the road and see what kind of resilience that they have and what kind of fight you have by going 0-1? That's gonna be the telltale. So that's the game that I'm looking forward to the most.
Okay.
Yep. All right, our last question up the bid in our roundtable discussion is, what is the most disrespectful thing in sports right now? Let me go first, fella, so I can go ahead and give y'all some rhythm. The most disrespectful thing in sports right now to me is Patrick Mahomes being the 10th highest paid quarterback in the league right now, behind all of these guys who's only combined for 1 Super Bowl.
But is he though? I mean, on paper, but as far as real cash in hand, he's probably like 2 or 3.
Mm-hmm. Well, based on the average salary, then I mean, we're not talking about off the field sponsors.
No. I'm talking about strictly the contract, the way it's set up.
He is number 10. Let me pull it back up. Well, between number 10 and number 8. Okay, it's coming up now. The 10 highest paid NFL quarterbacks 2024. Burrow, Lawrence, tied for one, $55 million a year. Jordan Love is 55 too.
But he just signed
Tua
his.
Tua is at 4 at 53.
Just signed his.
Jared Goff at 53.
Just
Justin
signed
Herbert
his.
at 52.5.
Hurt.
Lamar Jackson, 52 million. Jalen
Lamar
Hurts
signed his last year.
million. Kyler Murray, 46.1.
Just signed his.
John Watson, 46 million. Patrick Mahomes tied for 11 at 45 million, along with Kirk Cousins.
So I'll take out Deshaun because his is fully guaranteed. He's a arbitrage. You know what I mean? Like that's not the norm.
He's a criminal.
Right.
Those first 4 or 5 guys just signed theirs this year. So if you did this same study a month ago, Mahomes would have been like 5. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, and that's still disrespectful. Because if he can three-peat, Kansas City at this particular point will have to probably give him ownership, a minority ownership of the team instead of a contract.
Yeah. But I get where you're coming from, but I think some of that is these Tua, Herbert,
even if it's their time in his contract,
Love.
It should be anytime somebody go higher than me, my contract automatically kicks up to where I am at least in the top 3.
But he doing a Tom Brady thing though. You know what? I'll get my money on the back end. I gotta let me win now. Y'all can spend this.
Oh, I agree. He's doing it to where he can afford the pieces around him.
Yeah.
To win these Super Bowls. So I mean, I agree. I mean, I'm not knocking his part in it, but you know.
So I'll put it this way. I get you. I guess I don't have a problem with Love because we've seen what he did. I don't have you're going into your 3rd or 4th year, you gotta pay him, right? So timing is everything. I don't have a problem with
All right, let's go down the first 4. Joe Burrow, no Super Bowl.
But been to Super Bowl. Been to
Super
Super Bowl and has beaten Mahomes. So I had no problem with him getting his.
All right, Trevor Lawrence, no Super Bowl.
I had a problem with Trevor Lawrence.
Jordan Love, no Super Bowl.
But no problem with Love. Timing, no problem with Love.
Tua Tagovailoa, no Super Bowl.
I have a problem. I have a problem with Tua.
Tua time.
Jared Goff
Could have been, but no, he didn't get the Super Bowl.
He's been a Super Bowl.
Yeah, that's right, Miami. I mean, not Miami, Los Angeles. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Justin Herbert, no Super Bowl.
No Super Bowl.
Lamar Jackson,
no Super Bowl.
No Super Bowl.
Been to conference championship, no Super Bowl. And 2-time MVP.
2-time MVP. Jalen Hurts.
Been to Super Bowl.
Had a chance.
Oh, well, he got a ring. No, he didn't get it. He was hurt, right? Or did?
No, he wasn't there
for that. He wasn't there for that for Philadelphia.
Okay. No. Kyler Murray, no Super Bowl.
Never go to Super Bowl.
Not even playoffs.
I got a problem with him. Yep, got a problem with that.
Deshaun Watson, no.
Will never go to Super Bowl.
I have a problem with how
all these guys in front of him, their resume doesn't, and you get paid off your resume, right?
Yeah. But he signed his 10-year, $500 million 3 years ago.
And his resume continued to go up.
Yeah.
And even 3 years ago, he got 2 Super Bowl rings.
Mm-hmm. I get it. I like I said, I actually have more of a problem with how much they paying wide receivers now.
Okay. All right, but that is my most disrespectful thing. So, all right, fellas, I'm gonna let y'all have it. What, Asa, what's your most disrespectful thing in sports right now?
I guess my disrespectful thing is what's going on with college football, man. I just don't understand this realignment. I don't understand how you can have like I said, I was looking at the ACC schedule on our show the other day, and it's like UCLA got to fly to, or is California, one of them got to fly to Syracuse on a Saturday and then turn around. You know what I mean? Like, I just don't know how you expect supposedly amateur athletes to do all of this and play a sport that taxes the way football taxes the body. So I feel like right now what's going on with their realignment is real disrespectful, and it don't make any sense. How can I be the ACC and then I got 5 or 6 teams that are located in the Midwest or in the West Coast?
Yeah, that is tough. Yeah, that's tough. Boy, it gonna be some pilots making some money this year.
Oh man, woo!
Or these traveling tutors.
That's true too.
Sitting on a plane.
All right, Coach, what you got? Most disrespectful.
Yeah, I've seen it in a lot of young people, high school basketball and everything. And I saw one time in a SWAC game with Grambling. If you leading a team at halftime, 62-0, everybody on your team should be playing. Now, if there's a shot clock, okay, run it down to the shot clock. I'm not a fan of beating somebody 120-0. What does that prove? Especially when you already got an advantage over them. You already know you superior. So why are you trying to run up the score, trying to press and do all that? And I say that one because, and I use the personal experience, when I coached at Grady, there was a coach, and I ain't gonna name the school, North Atlanta, who decided he wanted to run the score up on me. And I was down to 6 players. 2 players had the flu. One had gotten suspended for something, and another one was out of town. I had 6 players, and 2 of my girls fouled out. So I ended up with 4 players in the 3rd quarter, and he kept pressing. And after the game, I told him, I said, Coach, what were you working on? And he said, well, we just trying to get just practice some stuff. I said, but you do that in practice. But I told him before I left, what goes around comes around. And I said, I'll leave it at that. And next year when I played him, I had a full complement of 12 girls. And needs to say, when he walked in the gym, he saw me with all my girls. He looked at me. I shook his hand before the game. I didn't want to shake it afterwards, after we beat him by 40. I told him, I said, I was coming back to get you, Coach. I said,
what was the coach name over there at that time?
I'm not calling any names. I'm not going to.
No, because I think he done passed away now, Coach.
No, it wasn't Kerry. Sorry.
Oh, it wasn't Kerry. Okay.
No, he wasn't the coach. It was another coach. I ain't going to call his name in case he listens or anybody know him. I ain't going to call him. Yeah, Kerry. I remember Kerry. But no, I got my revenge, but I don't believe in running up the score on anybody, because what are you proving to kids at that age by running the score up on them? That's not doing anything for them. And I don't believe in any college or anything, All
right, Maurice said he got a good one out here. I think this is a good one, Coach. Fellas, what y'all think?
Yeah. In a contact sport, you're supposed to at least have lifetime health care, especially when you look at cats like Earl Campbell.
It's sad when they showed Earl Campbell the other day.
Yeah, that lifetime health care should be priority 1. As soon as you sign that contract, they should put that in the contract and say, as long as you are a member of the NFL or world member, you guaranteed health coverage, health care. Because, in a violent contact sport, yeah, I agree totally with Maurice.
Yeah, that's a good one, though.
So, yeah, those guys, man, like I said, you see so many of them, after they finish. Some of them, can barely move around, and it's a bad look, for the league that you're not really protecting your players after they leave. So, yeah, I agree.
And it's not like they don't have the money.
Yeah. You talking about a sport that make billions. They don't make millions anymore. They make billions. So, what is it going to hurt? So, all right. Let's see. I didn't say he froze.
I think H.O. might have froze up.
Yeah, he did. He froze. Maybe that was one of the players called. I don't know.
Coming back to get at you, coach.
Yeah, I don't know. One of the NFL got somebody saying that ain't right. You ain't got right to say that.
Yeah.
But
I think this year is going to be a real competitive NFL year, though. I think you got it's not any clear cut. I mean, I know a lot of people are going to be probably thinking Kansas City, going for the three-peat. But, you got teams like Green Bay and Detroit Lions on the rise. Be interesting to see if Miami can win the AFC East and get some playoff games in the 3-0 in Miami and not have to go on the road.
Yeah. I'm looking for that 12-team playoff in college. That's going to be one of the most interesting playoffs with 12 teams, letting you know you got to win at least, if you're not in the bye situation, you got to win 4 more games to get to win the championship. So that's going to test a lot of people. No undefeated teams in college. I'll say that right now. If you go undefeated, well, you deserve to be undefeated. But I don't think it's going to be. I think it's going to be somebody with 1 or 2 losses that wins the title.
Yeah,
So,
I'm with you. There you go. It's H.O. He back.
You back?
Yeah, there we go. I'm back. Lauren Marketing signs $238 million deal with Utah. He's back with Utah. Never did get traded. Your thoughts on him signing this big contract deal?
I thought Golden State was trying to get him, right?
They were trying.
I mean, that hurts more of the trickle down effect is I think Curry stays with Golden State. I don't think he goes anywhere. I think he retires a Warrior. But it'll be interesting to see if Curry starts making a little bit of noise as far as pressing them to to bring him some help.
Yeah.
He might have been quiet with this whole with the Splash brother leaving. But I don't think he's gonna be too quiet if he goes another year and they wind up being a play-in and get put out early in the first round. Because to be honest with you, Curry's probably had his best last 3 years. That have been his best of his career, in my opinion.
Yeah. Yeah,
they squeezed the championship out of one of them, but he's not on the decline, so he's probably still interested in trying to compete for some championships.
Brandon Ayuk. I know Coach didn't want to bring this up, but we had to. Brandon Ayuk puts his foot in the sand and said he want to be traded. They continue to say that Pittsburgh is the landing spot. They came out and said today that the Patriots are out of the trading business for Ayuk. Coach, do you want Ayuk? Is you okay with you just want it to be done, right?
Yeah, hurry up and get this over with. I mean, if he comes, good job. We got another weapon to put out there with Pickens and all, and the Titan Fryer move and everything. If he doesn't, work with what you got. You got some talent out there on offense. Work with what you got. Somebody said at one point he was trying. The 49ers were trying to get trade for him for Pickens in a first rounder. No, indeed. Not even happening. Are they crazy? Why would we trade a wide receiver for a wide receiver? That doesn't make any sense. So I don't know. If we don't get him, I'll move on. Life goes on. If we do get him, well, welcome to Pittsburgh. Brandon, come on out and help take the pressure off George Pickens, and we're gonna see what the Steelers can do this year. You got quarterbacks throw it to you.
Yeah. Hey, so what you got on IU?
It seems like he's pressed to get to the AFC North, because I mean they also had him maybe landing in Cleveland and swapping Cooper for him. Like I said before, I think it's a hard sell on IU, because he's not saying he's not good. Don't get me wrong, but he's not the top echelon wide receivers, and so who's going to give up? Somebody may give up another wide receiver for a wide receiver, or they might give up a second, or not even a second, maybe a third. So San Fran's going to try to press to get as much as they can for him, but I don't think the market's there for him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, I mean, to your point, Pittsburgh might be cool. He's going to wind up somewhere for a 1 year, prove it type deal if he gets traded. If he makes enough noise, San Fran will let him, probably let him off with a fourth round pick, just so he doesn't become a problem in the locker room. But when that happens, then you're not going to wind up kind of where you want to be at. You'll wind up somewhere like New England.
Yeah, New England dropped out. They don't want him. They dropped out.
Yeah, because they don't want to give up a second or third round, but they'll turn around and give up a fourth.
Yeah, if it come down to it, yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So he may not wind up. The grass ain't greener on the other side is what I'm trying to tell you.
Right.
So I just don't think time is everything. And I don't think his agent, they are seeing this one out the way it should be, just not this year.
And we saying all this as Chris Sales gives up a game leading run to Milwaukee as Milwaukee takes the lead 3-2.
Oh Lord.
That's what I said.
Injury bugs have hit the Braves, man.
Yeah, it's looking more and more like this is definitely not a playoff team right now. They continue to keep losing. I don't know what can save them at this particular point. If Chris Sales can't come in and stop the bleeding, I don't know who can. Max Fried looked horrible. Bryce Elder looked horrible. Lopez is hurt. And the best pitcher you got this year, the most consistent pitcher, Chris Sale goes out and gives up 3 runs, and now we're losing again. And the bats are not clicking.
And he has struck out 10 people. 10 strikeouts.
And we say all that, and they 12 games over 500 and are a game up in the wild card race. I just, you know what I mean? It's just one of those.
Yeah. Yeah, it is pretty bad. Well, shout out to Battle Sports for signing the contract back with Xfinity and all those, so we can get the Braves back on TV. But hell, if they go keep playing like this, you should have left them on the streaming service. You know, should have left them on the streaming service. My last item before we get off to this hot news, the roundtable discussion is CeeDee Lamb didn't report to camp for the Dallas Cowboys. Is there pressure? Is there drama in Cowboy land?
Yeah. But they love it though. I mean, that's what they sell. They sell the drama. The drama is part of the allure.
CeeDee Lamb didn't report to camp. So, what do you do? How are they gonna start the season? Are they gonna try
cut the check? They gonna cut the check for all 3 of those guys. They gonna cut. Well, they may not cut the check for Dak, but they gonna cut the check for CD and for Michael.
Okay, Coach, how you see that?
Only the Cowboys can get themselves in a situation like this, where you got 3 of your top players all looking for contracts, and Jerry Jones sitting back. I almost want to just say, all Jerry Jones care about is making money. He doesn't care about Super Bowl like he pretend. He just know that the Cowboys are gonna be a topic. People gonna talk about them, and then he gonna get in front of the microphone, and then Mike McCarthy, if he does his usual, wins the 11-12 games and doesn't win a playoff game, Jerry gonna get on the phone and call one William Belichick, say, "Come on, get us, sir." Jerry don't care. Is he gonna sign Dak? I don't even know if he want to sign Dak. He might let him go, see what he can get. But I'm sure in the back of his mind, he like, sign Dak, Trey Lance. Sign Dak, Trey Lance. Hold on for a minute. We may need to talk about that. He better think about it because, I mean, the Cowboys, they said the Cowboys, where they're going, if CeeDee Lamb ain't on that field, they ain't going to make the playoffs, which probably might be true because look at your backup wide receiver, Brandon Cooks. He ain't scaring anybody. So, usual trouble in Dallas.
They go. I mean, he gonna wind up. Like I said, he gonna wind up paying CD and paying Micah. Dak is the real question. Do they pay Dak or do they ride this year out and see that? I feel like the backup plan is Trey Lance for them, and they're willing to see if they can't get a haul for Dak.
Think so.
I think that's the play. Don't make any sense because we all ain't seen nothing out of Trey Lance, but I think that's the play.
Justin Herbert is hurt as well. Plantar fasciitis, or however you pronounce that word.
That foot.
Yeah. So he has a foot injury now. Said he will be ready for the first game, though. Boy, Jim Harbaugh can't catch a break, I guess. Or is that karma?
A little bit of both.
Yep. Yep.
Okay.
I don't think he's gonna play that first game because that injury kind of is a nagging injury, and I guess his pain tolerance. Gonna see if he can play, but the end rushers and linebackers and all them gonna be foaming at the mouth trying to get him because he can't run.
This is a situation where he just got a new contract too, right?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Woo. This ain't the time for that. Definitely ain't the time for that. All right, fellas. Well, that's gonna end our roundtable discussion, and we hope that everybody enjoyed all of our talks and most of the disrespectful thing in sports right now. And I think I enjoyed that probably a little more than I thought. Yeah, that was pretty funny. But now it's time to cheer Coach up. Coach about to cheer you up now.
Oh Lord.
Yeah, your one of your favorites, if not your favorite segment, SRT Fun Bag.
Stay tuned.
Yeah, SRT Fun Bag. Is here.
Is it free?
No, you know. I was trying to get my fun bag thing. There we go. SRT Fun Bag. Boom.
All right.
Yeah, so get a little music with this one. See what we got. No, they say that puts you to sleep. So let me go. Let me get something else. Yeah, they say that puts you to sleep, Coach. Can't do that one either. Let's go with a little rock and roll. There we go. Just a little rock and roll. All right, SRT Fun Bag. Everybody in the chat, let's get ready because it's time to go down with the SRT Fun Bag. All right, we're going from top to bottom. All right, first question is this. Hey, so you gonna start it off for us? First question is: would you rather be great at one thing or good at a lot of things?
Good at a lot of things.
Good at a lot of things. All right, Coach, what you got?
I'm with Ace. Good at a lot of things.
I was like that at first. Good at a lot of things. I think the older I've gotten now that if I put my concentration on being great at one thing, then I won't need a lot of other things.
I can see that.
Yeah, so I'm going great. Just let me be great at one thing, because I'm only good at the other things because I'm doing too many things. If I can do one, then I'll probably be great at it.
I'm with you.
That's just my
Okay.
thought. All right, so music fans, here we go. Name a music artist that you truly miss that has passed away.
Woo.
Too easy. Prince, without a doubt.
Okay.
Prince. When Doves Cry has one of the most classic beats of all time. I mean, that was my song back in the days. And Purple
There you
Rain, that album. I mean, you just take anything off that album and say Prince, Prince, Prince all day.
So I'm gonna go what's on my phone. So when I get in the car and the phone logs into the Bluetooth and all that good stuff, I listen to an Aaliyah song every day, because the way my Apple system is set up, it always just catches the first album in order, whatever, and it happens to be Aaliyah. So I'm reminded almost every day of, like, man, I can imagine if she was still here and what kind of music or what she would be doing, you know, music wise or movie wise. I think she would have been the true triple threat. We may not even be talking about Beyonce. We'd be talking about Aaliyah or whatever. So I guess I with this question, I truly miss Aaliyah, baby girl.
Yeah.
That's a good one. That's a good
Wow.
one for sure. That's a good one. I'm gonna go with I got two that I'm going with. I'm going with Heavy D and Tupac.
Ooh, Heavy D. Oh man, wow.
Yeah, I'm
Wow.
going with Heavy D and Tupac, bro. I mean,
I'm still mad that BET did the hip hop greatest and didn't include him. How?
yeah. Yeah, man. Heavy D and Tupac will be my two guys the music I miss the most. Whew, boy. All right, so let's get out there.
Gonna have me listen to some Hev tomorrow.
There you go. Go ahead. He got it, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And how many people know that he was actually Jamaican?
Yeah, I'm about to say one of his last albums was a total Caribbean album. Right? You know what I mean?
Yeah. So a lot of people didn't know that, but hey. Question number 3. We got to keep one, bench one, and cut one.
Uh-oh.
Your snack for healthy eating would be sunflower seed, peanuts, or pecans.
Ooh, golly.
So what, we got keep one.
Keep one, bench one, cut one.
Okay. And it's sunflower seeds, peanuts, and pecans?
Yeah.
All right. We gotta bench the peanuts. No, we gotta cut the peanuts.
Are you cutting the peanuts? Okay.
Yeah, and then we gonna bench the sunflower seeds and keep the pecans. That's
Keep
me.
the pecan.
I'm from South Carolina, but my dad's from Georgia, so I know about shaking the tree and picking the pecans and all that good stuff. So
Yeah.
All right, Coach, what you got, Coach?
I'm going keep the peanuts and cut the sunflower seeds and the pecan. Both of them. Get rid of both of them.
Oh,
But if
oh.
I had to bench one, I benched the pecans and cut the sunflower seeds. I've never
All
been I playing ball. I know people used to chew them all the time. I had gum, so I go buy sunflower.
So with the peanuts, are you getting the salted peanuts or unsalted?
Unsalted.
Unsalted, okay.
I'm not too big a fan of salt at all in any form.
Just checking.
Your question getting tougher and tougher. I'm not.
I'm about to say these before the
You
show,
saying it
huh?
becoming fun no more, Coach?
They're fun. You might be sucking the fun. Them tough calls right there.
There you go. All right. More excited about the first day of school. Were you excited about elementary, middle school, or high school? Which first day of school were you more excited about? And why?
As a child,
Yes.
okay, because I've been saying as a teacher, I ain't like none of them. But then let me get out to that another story. Oh man. I think high school was first because I was moving up and my mom, she finally was able to let me drive her car to work at school every now and then. Middle school, I didn't like middle school because my school was right next to her elementary school, and anything the principal told her, so I'll move on. In elementary, young kid, I was okay, but I'm gonna go high school first. High school,
Okay.
I'm looking forward to that first day of high school.
All right. Hey, so what you got? First day of school, you was more excited about what? Elementary school, middle school, high school. And that's only if you went to middle school. A lot of people didn't.
No. I was excited about elementary. I remember being excited about elementary, and yeah, middle didn't do it for me, but high school would be number 2. So elementary, high school, and then middle school would be last.
Okay. I'm going high school first because I by that time I could probably, well, no, I'll take that back. Elementary school. I mean, hell, I went to school in Buckhead. I couldn't really wear what I wanted to wear in Buckhead. I was still in my Kesslers and McElroy clothes.
Oh goodness.
So I mean, at least in elementary school, I could. Everybody was excited about seeing your new shoes. I had my Stan Smiths on and all that, so I was all right. I think wearing your Stan Smith Adidas was, or your, yeah, and I got to say middle school because Run DMC was going on back then, and I was fat shoestring down. Yeah, I had the fat shoestrings in and everything going to middle school, so I was excited about that as well. So elementary, middle school, and then high school, if I'm ranking them that way. Let's see what else we got. All right. Keep one, bench one, cut one. This should be a little, I don't know, this might be a little tough for you. Would you rather have an investor, a jeweler, or a tailor, personal tailor? All these personal jeweler, personal investor, and a personal tailor. Keep one, bench one, and cut one.
Oh boy. Oh.
I'm gonna cut the jeweler. Ain't but so many different things you could do with a diamond or a stone or whatever. So I'll cut the jeweler.
Yeah, I can buy my own
Man,
way.
I have a thing for clothes, so like a tailor is, you know what I mean? But
Yeah.
I have to bench the tailor and then keep the investor.
Yeah, you gotta invest the money to buy the suit, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Or the jewelry. You know?
But sometimes you gotta have the suit to get in the door.
Yeah, that's true.
But cut the jeweler, bench the tailor, and keep the investor.
All right, Coach. Sounds like you're going the same way with that. What you think?
Yes, sir. Same way. Gotta have the money to buy the suit or the jewelry. So, hey, I need my investor to be on point and to be sharp with my money. I don't need to be working like telling me his former job. He worked with Shohei Ohtani. So I gotta make sure he on point.
I know that's right.
I'm gonna stay with that.
Yeah, I'm gonna go the same way. The investor and tailored suit is I actually had one tailored for this weekend. I went to my uncle's 70th birthday party, and of course we're gonna have to cut the jewelry. I can buy my own watch. So, yep, that was that. And my last question for the night. Or was it the last one? Was that the last one? Yeah, I think that was the last one, fella. So that's gonna end our fun bag question. And before we get out of here, I gotta give a shout out to my uncle, Colin Westside. Colin 45. Happy birthday to Uncle Granny Boo. 69 years old today.
All right.
Yeah, Mr. Westside, man. He helped me. He provided my mom and myself with that male role model figure. And I can't do nothing but appreciate him and shoot him lots of love. So shout out to my aunt, man. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to another good friend of mine, Lofton Reed. Call him Doc. Happy birthday to Doc as well, man. So, man, happy birthday to these guys turning a year older here in August, right before football season. So let's get ready. Yeah, with that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and cue up the music. Let everybody know we're about to get up out of here. You will, Asa, and my main man, Coach, man, for coming through at the last minute, man. I sure appreciate it. Hancock sent me a text today and said he got bombarded at work, and he said, go to the bullpen.
Stop.
And I said, I said, Coach, Hancock, Coach said, if you don't come on with this bet, you go lose by default. Yeah, he said he gonna get with you soon, so we'll see.
Yes, sir.
But man, I so appreciate you guys stepping up and stepping in, man, and bringing a little smiley face. And Coach, I hope we brought a smiley face to your sad face earlier.
Yes, sir.
Prayers up to the young lady, and prayers up to her family, condolences and everything, man. And I'm pretty sure it touched your heart pretty much, but good memories are always good. That's why we have PowerPoint presentations in our head.
Exactly. Amen.
So those are my shout outs. All right, Ace, go ahead, give me your shout out, man, and let everybody know where they can find you on Monday.
Hey, appreciate y'all, man. Always have a good time, HO, when you hit me up.
Yes, sir.
So, and Coach, good talking with you, and always fun to go back and forth with D. Will. Gonna be a good season this year. You can catch myself and my other half, Don, the D and DNA, on Mondays. We're on all social media, so just plug into Facebook, Twitter, Snapchat, Instagram, DNA Sports Talk. And we on Monday 7 to 9, but you can go back and look at any show. So that's how you find us.
And make sure you ask him that Auburn question as well.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna talk to him. I'm gonna let him know. He going.
Yeah, I would love to hear what he had to say about that. All right, Coach, give me your shout outs real quick.
First of all, H.O., thank you for having me on. Ace, it's always good to see you, my brother. Have fun every time we on. And I just want to say that the Red and Rev Sports Show is right now on hiatus. We are shutting down for a couple of weeks to take our little break. We usually take it earlier, but so much been going on. We'll be back August 24th when college football gets ready to get really wound up. We're going to be back, so catch us on August 24th on Saturdays from 11 to 1, 2, however long we got. We can take 3-4 hours, depending on how fun the topics are.
There it is. Yes, Red and Red Sports Show featuring Coach. Yes, every Saturday, 11 o'clock to 1 o'clock, or however long it takes to get the point across. And the Braves just took the lead 4-3.
I was going to say that. Braves up 4-3, top of the 6th.
There you go, Braves.
Yeah, but now Chris Sale don't get a win though.
No. Bullpen. Gotta wake up.
Yeah, exactly. All right, fellas, with that being said,
Austin Riley hit it.
Yeah, he hit a home run. Got time.
Okay.
Is he out? No, he dropped the ball again. Lord have mercy. Ain't that something? Is it me or is Sean Murphy not having a good season?
He's not as productive as he was. Not last year. He was on point last year.
Yeah. I agree. All right, fellas, with that being said, it's your main man, H.O. from Bankhead, R.I.P. Moms and Pops, R.I.P. BC. For Hancock, Asa, and my main man, Coach Andy Will, this is SRT. And make sure you check us out on YouTube. Make sure you go to YouTube and check out the page, like the page, and subscribe to it. It's SRT Sports Talk Radio 2705. And we'll holler at y'all next week. We'll holler. Peace.
Peace.